Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'll be talking to you guys about some products that I am very happy that I did not end up purchasing. Now of course we have so many products come out every single week. I actually do a series on that I just finished filming for, but I feel like we were tempted so much by new makeup and there's so much hype around certain items that sometimes we feel like if we don't get a certain product, we're missing out. And these are times when I am very glad that I just sort of stepped back, that I either didn't have the means or I didn't have the desire to purchase these items, because in the long run, looking back, I don't necessarily find myself as excited about the prospect of getting a specific item that I used to be very excited about. So we're going to be getting into all that in this video right here. So if you're interested, then of course keep on watching. The first item that I want to share with you guys is the Ace Beauté palettes. You know those 4 palettes that Ace Beauté came out with? Everyone was losing their minds over those palettes. They were talking about how pigmented they were. I was losing my mind too. I wanted one of those palettes so badly, and at the time I just didn't have like the means to spend any significant amount on makeup. So I was going to just put it off, and I was gonna have it be like a wish list item, you know. And then little by little we started to get the reviews trickle in, the people that were talking about how the colors didn't layer too well, or they didn't like the formula as much as other palettes. And Ace Beauté, I feel like, is an example of a color story that was absolutely smash fabulous, that was very interesting for so many people. But I feel like now, if anyone, not everyone, but I feel like a lot of people that have the Ace Beauté palettes, they look back on those purchases and they're not the best formula, and you just don't see them around as much anymore, and I feel like there is a reason for that. So I'm very glad that I managed to hold myself back for a little bit. Otherwise, I would have gotten one of those palettes and I would have probably regretted it, since I actually do layer a lot of eyeshadows. I do it all the time, and naturally if I do get eyeshadow palettes, I need them to be easy to layer. So yeah, I would not have ended up liking these palettes, so I'm very glad that I did not get them. The next item that I want to talk about to you is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush collection. Now I'm talking about the original one, not the holiday-ish one that she released several weeks ago. It's the original one that she did a favorites video with, and then they basically compiled all those brushes with the brush case in a set, and they were actually selling that set of favorite brushes for $100+. I was severely tempted to get that brush set. I wanted it really badly. I ended up not getting it, but I was about to. I was literally on the Morphe website trying to just staring at the cart and being like, should I spend my money on it? And at the time I actually didn't have a lot of money to spend, especially $100 on a brush collection. So yeah, you know that I really wanted that. And for some reason I didn't get it. Well, now looking back, I'm thinking, would I have been able to use all those brushes? Yeah, probably, but I don't think that I'm necessarily lacking in the brush department. I have a small collection of brushes that I really do love, that I really use the heck out of, and these are the brushes that I like. You know, and I have a few Morphe brushes and I love the quality, okay? But yeah, in the long run, I'm very happy that I managed to hold myself together and not spend $100+ on a brush collection, because I feel like at some point I would have regretted it, because that's a lot of money, especially for someone who's like me, and especially for someone who at the time, I actually didn't have a job, so yeah, that would have been ridiculous. I had the money, but I didn't have the job, so yeah. Anyway, moving on, let's also talk about the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. I promise you guys, I'm not trying to roast Jaclyn Hill. I'm just giving you guys my genuine thoughts, and her brush collection, her original brush collection, I could probably also talk about like the new brush collection, but it's kind of the same thing. And then her vaults, they kind of go into the same vein. So I'm just going to mention them, to you guys. So the vault collection I was super excited by. I was a little bit disappointed that she was coming out with another collaboration with Morphe at the time, which I did express in a video for you guys. But I was ready. I was ready and waiting to buy several of these palettes. Okay, I was actually considering buying the entire thing, but I decided to stick to 2 palettes that I really did like. And then the entire scandal happened when they basically delayed production, and it was like that entire thing. And through that entire time, I actually ended up going to Ukraine, and I was sitting there and I wasn't on the internet too much. But every time I was on YouTube, which again wasn't that much, but I would definitely see like in my suggested videos, all these videos about the Jaclyn Hill Morphe vault collection and how it was really just going to crap, But I'm so happy that I didn't get it when they actually launched it and released it for everybody, because I feel like I would have regretted it, because looking back now, are these eyeshadow palettes even interesting to me anymore? Are they interesting to anyone else anymore? No, people are just fed up of seeing these eyeshadow palettes. So am I. I'm bored. They don't inspire me anymore, and it's kind of like they're kind of just drifting off into like the mundane section of makeup launches. So of course I'm very glad that I did not get them, because I would have regretted it. The next item that I want to talk about, holiday blush palettes from Tarte. Now I'm saying this in the plural form because every single year Tarte comes out with holiday blush palettes, and I was super interested in getting them last year, but I'm so glad that I just didn't, because they would have not been used. Like, I just know that even though I used to love the idea of having a blush palette full of Tarte blushes, I don't know about right now, but they used to be like the thing. People used to be obsessed with Tarte blushes. I have a Tarte blush in my collection that I don't even think I have anymore. I think I might have given it to my sister, because I did not use that thing whatsoever. I don't use it. The only time I used blush in like the last 6 months was when I did the runway makeup recreations with Annette, and I just used a blush, and that was it. Like, I haven't used blush in such a long time. I don't like blush on myself anymore. I don't like it on me. So that blush palette would have gotten completely unused. Any kind of blush palette from Tarte would have gotten completely unused, and it would have sucked, because those palettes, like, they're not super expensive, but they're expensive enough to the point that I know that if they had become unused, I would have regretted it very much so. I would not have been excited about it. I would not have been happy with myself. Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kits. Now, I know I'm hitting it very old school. I'm talking about like something that was very big several years ago, but I actually am so glad I did not get these cream contour kits, because at that time I wanted them so badly. I was so into getting this cream contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills, because everyone was talking about it. Everyone was saying about how amazing it was, how wonderful this contour kit was. And I, again, was someone that was at that time very into saving up my money and getting makeup. Like, even now I do save up my money and I do get makeup items, but then it would take me a while. I'm so happy that I did not get that cream contour kit, because I don't wear cream contour. Was I actually into a cream contour? No, I wasn't. I was trying to copy everybody, and at the end of the day, did a cream contour look good on me? Did it fit me? Did it fit my lifestyle? No, it did not. And now, like, I never wear a cream contour, because it's the most ridiculous thing ever for me. Because you put on the cream contour, and then since I have oily skin, I'd have to set it with a powder. So really, that's just 2 layers for contouring. No. I can only deal with 1 layer, and that's like a light dusting of powder, and that's it. So in the end, very, very happy that I was not actually, like, that I actually did not get that palette, because otherwise it would have gone bad. I would have thrown it away, and I would have been like $50 short. So there you go. And the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I wanted to get the concealer for the longest time. I was definitely considering it. I was wishing for it so badly. I was like, okay, you know what, Anya? You should get that concealer. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone loves it. It's an amazing concealer. It's apparently the be-all, end-all product, you know? So glad I did not end up getting it. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I think it's just because I just held off on it so long that eventually I moved on to bigger and better things. But I do know that for a while, for several months, I was actually saying to myself, you should totally get a concealer, you should totally get this. It's an amazing concealer, totally worth it. Now, honestly, you guys know, if you watch my tutorials, if you watch my Get Ready With Me's, I don't use concealer. I don't even like covering my face with a full coverage foundation anymore. And if I am using a full coverage foundation, I sheer out so much and I really buff it in to the point that it's not even full coverage looking anymore. And I mean, I'm not sure if you can see, but like I have like acne that you can visibly see on my skin, and I'm fine with that. I don't even put on foundation to cover anything up anymore. I literally put on foundation to even out my skin tone, and that's it. So I'm pretty sure that concealer would have become very much unused, and I probably would have had it expire, and I probably would have gotten rid of it. So I'm so very happy I did not end up buying that concealer, because it would have been a waste. Another thing that I want to talk about, the Mani palette with Makeup Geek. When that palette came out, I was the one that was on my school bus with my phone, and I was about to get that palette, but the website was so slow and my phone was so bad that I actually didn't end up getting that palette. And by the time I got home, I think it was sold out. Either it was sold out or I had to go somewhere else. But my point is, I did not get the Mani and Makeup Geek palette, even though I so desperately wanted it, because everyone was raving their socks off about it. Now, I don't really pan a lot of eyeshadows, so that palette would have probably stayed in my makeup collection, and I would probably still have that palette. And I can really just picture myself really wrestling with the idea of getting rid of the palette, because I know that I wouldn't be using it or keeping it, because it was like $40 to $50, so that's a hefty price for anything, you know, especially an eyeshadow palette, even though eyeshadow palettes are pretty much all priced that same way, but you know what I mean. That's a lot of money, so I probably would have like been guilt-tripping myself into keeping the palette and not using it. So I'm so happy that I did not end up getting that palette, because now, like, that palette, everyone loves it. It just bores me. Like, it's a palette that doesn't inspire me, that doesn't motivate me, so of course I'm just not interested in it. So that is the end of this video. Whew. Those are all the items that I was about to get, but I did not get, and it was such a close call, but I'm so glad that the universe or me kind of like made it be so like I didn't get these products, because honestly, like, I just know that I would have definitely like 100% regretted my purchasing any of these items, and I like at one point I really wanted to. So hindsight 2020, and sometimes hindsight is a good thing, because sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, I'm glad I made that decision, because otherwise I would not have been happy. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys.